Hi, I'm Brian Crosser, consultant of Ektelon in the development side, as well as a former touring player and national amateur. I would like to bring to you today the Power Ring 8 line of rackets and give a description to you why it's beneficial to you as a player, but more importantly, helping you, the stringer, understand how to string it properly and why we do it the way we do. I have the ESP Classic racket here. This racket was designed for the ultimate control player. We also have the 03 Red and 03 RG. Let me describe to you what the Power Ring 8 is. As you can see here, there are 4 pins on each side, creating 8 pins at the throat of the racket to help with ease of stringing, coming down on one pin, wrapping around and quickly coming back up. Number 2, we do it to create a tight string pattern to help you with the ultimate control. This is designed to help reduce vibration and make the racket simpler for you to string. Because the gaps between the racket and the frame are easy to maneuver around and quickly pivot on to come back up, making it simpler for you not to have to tension on both ends. Now let's get started and I can show you the key points and how to properly string a Power Ring 8 racket. I started with the ESP Classic for one major reason. It is a little bit different than any of the other Power Ring 8 line of rackets. There is an extra pin in the throat of the racket here to help elongate the main, but also allow Ektelon to accomplish having an odd number of mains on each side. Let me show you what I mean. To start with this racket, you need to start at the bottom of the frame and go around the pin here. Where most rackets you always start at the top of the frame. This racket, we are wanting to start at the bottom. Coming up to hole number 1 on the right and hole number 2 on the left. I would recommend starting this racket by pre-stringing it before you put the mounting clamp down. Now that we have the first pin pre-strung, we will take the mounting clip and put it on. Make sure it's secure and snug. So now that we have the mains pre-strung in, we are going to start from the bottom, clamp, and tension from the top. Now that we have this done, clamp at the top, release. Now, what we should do is get the right side of the racket done first. Going through hole number 2 at the top, coming down here to the pin number 1 on the right side. And this is how you normally would string a Power Ring 8 racket. For ease of stringing, see how it's a wide gap at the bottom, coming back up, pivoting around the pin, and heading back up to the top. To hole number 3 at the top, tensioning and clamping. Now we're off and running. Now let's start on the other side, on the left side of the racket, going into hole number 2 up here at the top, coming down through. At pin number 1 on the left side, going through the nice gap there, coming back through around the pin, pivoting up and going back up to the top at hole number 3. Tension and clamp. As you can see, it's very easy to string and very maneuverable for stringers like yourself. Going into hole number 4, going to pin number 2 at the bottom, coming in around the pin, pivoting around hole number 2, coming back up to hole number 5. Tension and clamp. Release the tension. And again, as many of you know, we want to do equal tension on both sides so we do not do damage to the frame. Coming now into hole number 4. Going down to the pin, pivoting around pin number 2, coming back up. What I do want to note is this racket is a little bit different because it has the pin in the middle, down here at the throat. So I'm referring to this as pin 1, 2, 3, and 4 on pin 1, 2, 3, and 4 on both sides to help you with the Power Ring 8 line of rackets. When you can see here in the 03 red and the 03 RG, it does not have an extra pin in the racket, where this one has the Power Ring 9. Okay, let's tension and clamp. Keep going on and maneuvering through the motions. Very quick and easy to do. Coming back to the left side of the racket, we have a skip in hole number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a skip, which you can see at ektelon.com in the stringing instructions. Going into hole number 7, coming down to pin number 3, maneuvering the string through the large gap, pivoting and coming back up. Into hole number 8, which is a shared hole up at the top, tension and clamp. Going over to the right side of the racket, or your left side of the racket, my right side, into hole number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 6, hole number 7, go down and pivot on pin number 3, coming back up, and into hole number 8, which is a shared hole up at the top. Giving some tension to the racket and clamp. Now we're getting to the tie off. Now that we were at hole number 8, we're going to skip hole number 9, and you can tell that because Ektelon puts dots at the top. Going down around the last pin, pin number 4, coming up and back through into the shared hole, skip 6, shared hole 8, skip 9, shared hole 10, skip 11, 12, 13, coming into hole number 14 on the outside, and we're going to tension and clamp. I ran out of string here, so here's a little friendly tip. You can use the additional starting clamp to extend the mains so that we can reach so we can reach the tension. Tension and clamp. Now we have enough to tie off, and we're going to tie off in hole number 11. Let's finish the other side. Coming down, pivoting around the last pin, pin number 4, coming back up and through into hole number 13, and we can tension and clamp to finish. We will finish the mains here and tie them off. Hopefully you've learned a few things today about why the Power Ring 8 line of rackets, 03 Red, 03 RG, the Toron, as well as this classic ESP is a great fit for you as a player. But more importantly, hopefully you've learned why as a stringer this is a very easy racket to string, and you've learned a thing or two to implement this at your business. You take care and choose Ektelon. Play with fire.